I've done several videos on the channel about extruded aluminum cabinetry, and probably the thing that I get the most questions about is the upper cabinets. In fact, when I did my first van using extruded aluminum, I built all of the lower cabinetry out of the extruded aluminum, but I was so intimidated on how to do the uppers that I did the uppers out of wood. And then I decided I'm going to figure out a way to do this that will work. And so I sat down, I really figured out how to do it. And over the 20 some odd vans that we've done using extruded aluminum for the upper cabinets, I feel like we've come a long way. And so I wanted to share some tips in this video on exactly how to use it. Make sure you stay till the end of the video because I'm going to tell you about something that we're going to be launching soon, and it has something to do with the cabinetry. So if you're building a camper van or upgrading an RV, or you're building anything out of extruded aluminum, then this video is definitely for you. Now, I've mentioned this in a lot of our videos, but a lot of people call this 80-20. 80-20 is a brand, kind of like Kleenex. The material is commonly referred to as extruded aluminum, and it has these channels. We use the 10 series for most of our construction. It's plenty strong, it's a lot lighter, and it's less expensive. So the 10 series is what we use. 10 series just means it's 1 inch by 1 inch. So this material is not from 80-20, it's from a supplier that we found that is a lot cheaper. Like you'll save like 30 to 50% versus the prices from 80-20 if you buy this aluminum, and it's every bit as good. So if you're interested in purchasing extruded aluminum from this supplier, we've done a spreadsheet with all of the materials that we use in our van building, and it's taken us years to find the suppliers, work through products, find the ones that we like. And so we put together a whole Google Doc that we keep updated. And if you'd like to access that, then there's a link down below. And our supplier for the extruded aluminum is on that document. Now this is an upper for a Sprinter, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the features of this. One is, this is 90 inches long. This is how long we do our upper cabinet. This one would go on the driver's side. We would have a microwave cabinet down on this end, and I'll show you in a finished van what that looks like. It's an additional box that we do for the microwave. So that microwave and then this upper cabinet extend and leave a 6 or probably 8 inches at the end back of the van, because at the back of a Sprinter, it actually tapers in. And so if you push your upper cabinet and have it go all the way to the end, then it's going to sit a little bit cockeyed. It's not going to sit flush or in line with the rest of the van and parallel to the rest of the van. So that's why we stop it a little bit short just before that taper starts. So the bars that we use for this top and the bottom are what are called bi-slot, meaning there are 2 slots in it and 2 smooth sides, okay? And the reason that we do that is we like to have the smooth finish on the outside, and then we also like it on the bottom. And then on the bottom of the cabinet down here, so when you see it from the bottom, it's also smooth, as well as all of these bars. Everything you can see is smooth on the bottom and on the front. I think that just gives a nice clean look. So we always get 2 of the bi-slots, and then for this rear one, you could use a bi-slot, but we'll use a tri-slot. So tri-slot meaning there are 3 slots, 1 smooth side. Okay, so that's what we use on the back. So there's just 3 long bars, and then there's a whole series of shorter bars that we use, and I'll go ahead and explain that. The dimensions of this are really critical because we want everything to hang square. So what we do is we have these attached, 4 of these along the back, and we use one of these plates. We use a corner bracket and then a plate with a bolt through it. And what we're going to do is in the Sprinter, and I'll show you, I'll lay in some B-roll of this, there is a metal part of the interior of the van that this can actually hang on. So the entire back of this is hanging on that sheet metal. And then we screw the top into the beams, the roof beams of the van. So this height And this, it's very critical, the dimensions of these, in order for it to hang on that and bolt into the top and be square, because if your front piece was too short or too long, it's going to tilt the whole thing. So if you follow some of our videos, you know that we really like to use these Utrusta hinges in our upper cabinets. And they're awesome, and I'll show you how these work in a finished van in a few minutes. I get the question very often, how do you attach these hinges to the cabinets? So here's what we do, is we create just a little right angle piece here, and the only purpose for this one is to attach the hinges. So if you're using a different type of hinges, like if you're using a just like a Blum hinge, standard like cabinet hinge, you can attach those straight into the extruded aluminum and you wouldn't need this piece. But if you're going to be using the Utrusta hinges, then it's critical that you have something to attach to. So what we do is we've come up with the height that this needs to be so that we can just screw the hinge into here. So you can see we've put one here, there's one on the other side, they're all the way down on either side, and we've just screwed those through the divider. Now this piece you can see is a divider, and we put these dividers in between each one, just so that when we put these in the van, and we'll have a liner that goes here, and I'll show you what that looks like. And we can put these pieces in, and then that liner's gonna be in the back, on the top and the back, and it's gonna give it a nice finished look inside. So what we do is we attach these liners using VHB tape directly to these bars. So if I wouldn't put one here on the outside, but if I was, I would just attach this with the VHB tape along here and along here and on here. I'd attach that there, and then I would just screw right through this into the 80/20 bar to attach my hinges. We use, it's 0.2 inch ABS, and there's a link in our Google Doc with all the specs on this, so you can either use the supplier that we use if you live near us, or you can find one with the same specs near you. Now this is the liner that we use for the inside of it, and this is the same material, but it's a 0.06 inch material. So it's about a 1/16 of an inch. This is about I think it's 3/16. And the reason we use you could use the thinner stuff on the sides, but it's just a little bit too wobbly. And this is a little bit too thick for the inside. So we found that these two thicknesses work really well. So the way that we would put this in is this just goes like this. It sits into the slot on the top, and it sits just in like that. So it gives it a really nice finished look on the inside of the cabinet. And then if you ever need to get at anything, you can just reach up, there's 2 finger holes, and you pop that out, you just take it out like this, and you'd be able to access anything. If you have wires or anything behind this, or you need to run new wires, you have easy access behind your cabinetry. So it really is a pretty simple construction. It's just the 3 bars, one on the top, one on the bottom, one on the back, and then it's the bars going this way along the bottom, and then we make up these dividers that slide into the bottom. So basically it just slides into the slots. We've notched it out for the connectors that we use, but it's notched out for that, so it fits right into the slot. We paint it, we slide it in, we leave it, this is pre-finished with a nice urethane coating on it, and so that would be on the inside, and then we paint the bottom, and it ends up looking like this, and I think it gives you a really nice clean look. And then the inside of it is just the nice pre-finished wood. Now there are a few different kinds of connectors that we use for these upper cabinets. You can see we've used quite a few of the corner brackets, okay? We also use the flat plates, the 2-hole plates, and we use those to connect the upper bar and also this back bar to these. And the reason we use these is to avoid having a lot of corner brackets on the insides where we're going to be putting the wood. We want this to be a clean opening. And so by using the plates, we can avoid using those inside corner brackets, this type of corner bracket, and be able to have the slot clear. Now it's kind of, I don't think we're going to be able to see this here, but right in here, we've used what's called an inside corner bracket. And I don't have any of these things handy right now, but I'll drop a picture of one in. But that one is just a little L-shaped bracket that slides into the inside of the slots, and then you tighten it with an Allen wrench. And what it does is it allows you to slide this piece in without having a big corner bracket that you'd have to notch around. So it just gives a cleaner look on the bottom. You can see where the notch is, but it's very well hidden. You don't even see it when you're looking from the inside of the van. Okay, so those are the three types of connectors that we use: the plate, the corner bracket, and then those inside hidden corner brackets. See, we've got a whole bunch of these ready to go in vans. So I mentioned that microwave box. So this is actually a microwave box, what it looks like. The microwave you use is made by Contour. It's their 0.7 cubic foot model. And I'll show you what it looks like in a finished van in just a minute. But we basically just make this box same way. We don't have hinges, so we don't need those right angle pieces in here. So it's basically just an L shape. It's hanging. This is the sheet metal that I was talking about, where these just hang over, and then we'll tighten them up. And then what we'll do, you can see up here, we've done our furring strips. Now for our dimension of cabinets, it requires a 5/8 inch furring strip. That's what we like to use. If you use a 1/2 inch, you would just need to put a little shim to bring this down to get this square, an 1/8 inch shim. But we use this, and we make it wider than these beams. You can see the beam. I don't know if you can see that up there, but it's maybe 1.5 inches. And you can see that our furring strip is hanging about 1 inch over on each side. The reason that we do that is so that we can actually put a bolt. We like to use bolts. We put a bolt right up through the bottom here and through the furring strip and bolt this to the top, okay? And we always use nylock nuts so that they don't have the tendency to work themselves loose. And we'll bolt that. So we'll hang it from the back. You can see this microwave one, there's 2 locations where it's hanging from the back, and then we'll bolt it into the furring strips. And then on the rest of the cabinet that's going to extend all the way down here, we'll just hang it over these all the way. And then again, we'll bolt it through these furring strips. You can see the furring strips on all of these are hanging over the beam by about 1 inch. So we'll just be able to put bolts through these to secure that, and it's going to be rock solid. Here's where I was mentioning, right here at the back of the van, it tapers in. It starts tapering about here. So if you bring your cabinetry back to here, this back end is going to be kind of angled out, and your entire cabinet is not going to be parallel with the lines of the van. So we stop it about here. You can see the mark here where we're going to end it. The 90 inches will come right to here, and that way it ends before the van tapers in. So you can see here is a finished van with those upper cabinets. Look how nice they look. Love those. This is the microwave. This is the Contour microwave that I mentioned. You can get it with this flange, and what's really nice about that is this flange attaches to the microwave, and then we just screw the flange into the front of the extruded aluminum bars and gives it a really nice finish. And then we just put ends on it to cover, wood ends that you can see they're screwed here, attached to the end, just this end and the far end. And then the microwave box sticks out about 2 inches further than the regular upper cabinets. And so we just put a piece there. So these pieces just finish it off. You can see how nice the inside of that looks with the liners, those ABS liners, the Trusta hinges. What we love about those, they're very adjustable to get all these lines exactly straight on the cabinet doors. Then you can adjust the height of them. So we like to adjust them so they stop just short of the ceiling, and then they stay up. You can adjust the tension so that if you have heavy doors, like we put really heavy hardware on doors from Restoration Hardware one time, and the doors just wouldn't stay open, but you're able to adjust the tension on these and make them stronger so that they stay open. You can see these stay open really well, and then they have a soft close feature, and they really do stay closed. So we don't even typically put latches on these doors. They stay closed on their own. And then right here is where I was showing where we just stop a little bit short. I'd say, you're about 6 inches maybe from the back, maybe a little bit less at the top, a little more at the bottom. And that allows you to finish this off really nicely with whatever your wall material is. You can see we put the end panel on, and then we have that finished. So hopefully this video answered some of the questions that you may have if you're wanting to do your upper cabinets out of extruded aluminum. It's really not that hard. Now, we did mention that I'd share something at the end that we're coming out with, and we are going to, in the next couple of weeks, be coming out with a package where you can order this entire cabinet from us unassembled, and then you would just assemble it. So it's going to come with all the extruded aluminum and all the hardware drop ship from our manufacturer, all cut to size. Then we're going to ship you from our shop all the dividers, the dividers that go in between these, and also the liners that go in on the inside, and these bottoms. Now, it won't include the hinges. You'll either get those from IKEA, which is where we get them, or if you want to use a different type of hinge, you can do that. But we really recommend these Utrusta hinges from IKEA. So you're going to be able to order this entire upper 90 inches long, as well as the microwave box. It's made specifically to fit that contour microwave that's an RV grade microwave, along with the flange, so that it looks really clean and finished. So if you're interested in this upper cabinet, drop us an email. There's a link to the email down in the description, and just let us know you're interested. And then when we're ready to start taking orders, we'll reach out to you and let you know. Or if we've already launched these, by the time you're watching this video, there'll be a link to that down below. Now, right now, we're only doing these for sprinters. We will be coming out with them for ProMasters and Transits. We have a couple of those coming into the shop, and we'll be kind of figuring out and engineering all the dimensions for those in the coming weeks and months. But right now, if you've got a sprinter, this works really well in a 144 on the driver's side. We can also do custom sizes for sprinters. You'll just need to reach out for us, but we can do them for the 170 on the driver's side, on the passenger side. Some of these that you see in the back, the black ones, those are for a 170. We do have pretty much all the bases covered for the sprinters, but the other vans will be coming soon. Now, hopefully this video helped you if you're building your own camper van. We've got a lot of other videos on the channel about DIY van building, tips and tricks, van life, product reviews. So please consider subscribing and be sure to smash that like button. And we'll see you in the next video. Jeff with Thrive Vans. Thrive on. See ya.